Do you think it's enough? I mean, you want a real ending, right? With plausible plot development, don't you?
How can I help you, Miss Stans?
This is a good start.
You know, I already talked to the police several times.
I don't work for the police.
You don't?
No. I didn't care for it much.
So, why are you here?
I work for Clara's family.
What exactly can I do for you?
From what I learned, you were the one who reported Clara missing. And you said that you had nothing to do with her disappearance or the state of her body when it reappeared.
That's correct.
Now, stop me now. If what I say upsets you, but I'm having trouble believing that.
Yes.
Where at? Up here? Up here, up here. You got her?
I'm pretty sure.
13. Okay, get back.
I don't know if we're still in here or not. Really just in here.
1370. Okay, stay back there, please. Slow down. Just come here. There's two. Looks like fatalities. Dude. And then I'll finish collecting all their information. Okay. Okay, how old is Ethan?
I apologize. There's a door downstairs next to the bathroom that's got a padlock on or a lock on it. You guys?
We don't know.
Okay. Who has access to that room? Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not something you guys normally do?
No, we have no idea what it is.
Thank you guys.
Did they tell you anything? They looked last night at 4 when we were in the main room.
This is one of the...
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone's in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And then I saw the guy. I just locked the door and I ran downstairs. We don't know what's going on.
Can you come here? Okay, please.
Joining me now by phone, the mayor of Moscow, Idaho, Art Bedke. Mayor, thank you very much for being here. Good to have you with us. I know it's been a tough week. How do you know this was an isolated incident and that it was a one-off?
The police have been doing their work and looking over the crime scene. They haven't been sharing a lot of information about that, but they have stated unequivocally that there is no danger to the broader public out of this one, and that they believe this was a singular targeted incident and no one else is in any jeopardy.
How do they know that? Because there's a killer of these 4 individuals who is out there somewhere, correct?
Yeah, exactly. They know something from the crime scene and the nature of the crime that they've not shared with the rest of us. And that is because they're wishing to protect the integrity of the investigation, eventual prosecution, and also to prevent the perpetrator from understanding the direction and progress in the investigation as well. So they've not been sharing a lot, but I do believe our police department when they state that there is no danger to the broader public.
Well, you can understand why people would want their kids to come home when there's a killer of college students who is on the loose, clearly, and the police have not said anything to the public. They haven't given a press conference in 48 hours, and it's been called a crime of passion. If that's the case, how do we know that other students are not also on this person's list?
I'm working on the assumption that police know what they're talking about. I've been pushing strongly for them to stage a press conference. The sooner, the better, and we can get their take on why they believe this, and I'm pushing to have this done sooner than later, like even today, if I can get it done. So we're waiting to hear without jeopardizing the investigation of what the police believe has gone on.
So you said that it happened between 3 and 4 in the morning. Can you walk us through the timeline?
Yeah, the forensics indicate that the crime occurred at 3 or 4 in the morning. The crime was not reported until just about noon the next day, or noon the same day, and someone called in having observed an unconscious person, they assumed unconscious person, and called the police. The police showed up and arrived at a crime scene where there were 4 deceased individuals. No one unconscious. The unconscious individual was actually one of the victims. So the police entered, saw that there were no survivors, exited the dwelling, and waited for a search warrant before going back in to begin processing the scene. So they had to wait for the search warrant to arrive in order to provide adequate Fourth Amendment protections.
I have to let you go, but is that 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock time frame because someone was posting on social media right up until about that point?
I haven't heard that.
Well, how did you arrive at 3 or 4 in the morning when no one was found until noon?
That was due to forensic.
Okay. Art Bedke, it's a horrific tragedy for your town. I know you've been there for 33 years, and we do hope that we'll hear from the police soon, and our hearts go out to these families of these young people, and we'll see. No weapon found as of yet, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Art Bedke, Mayor of Moscow, Idaho, we thank you very much, sir, for joining us today. We hope
You're
you
welcome.
get some answers. Thank you.
Okay. How much have you seen on that?
No, I don't really know. I just saw my friend when I called. All I heard was I heard her go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And then I locked the door, and I called, and I didn't know what to do.
This was at 4
4
this
a.m.,
morning?
yes.
Okay.
Madison there. He doesn't actually live here, but he's here like almost all the time.
There's a male that lives here, and
He doesn't actually live here. He's in the room with Xana, I believe.
He's in there right now.
But he doesn't live here, but he's here a lot. And then there's Maddie, Mogen, and Kaylee up top. I don't know where they're at though.
The guy that lives here, his name was what? Or he's usually
Ethan Chapin.
Ethan. And you knew he was here this morning?
No, I didn't know. I had no idea he was here.
And you don't see him here right now? You see, but pretty sure he was in that room.
I think so. I think it's what told me. I don't know for sure.
Alright, and then how old is Kaylee?
Over 21. I believe she's 21 or 22. Sorry, I don't quite remember.
That's okay. You're doing great.
Thanks.
Okay. I'm asking a lot of you, so
Sorry,
I appreciate you.
I'll say anything.
You're doing very well.
Do you know if the other two girls are upstairs or not?
Let's go back. I just want to make sure we're getting everything. So you're sure at about 4 this morning?
Yes, it was 4:10.
You first noticed a guy.
Well, I first noticed Kaylee go upstairs and scream and run downstairs.
So. Four this morning, Kaylee went upstairs.
Yeah.
To the way top.
Yes, to her room with Murphy the dog.
Okay. And then you heard Kaylee scream?
I heard her scream and run as fast as she could downstairs, and she said someone's here.
She ran downstairs?
Yes, I could hear it. You can hear everything. I'm not sure I heard her run downstairs.
Is anybody having any issues with any boys?
He wasn't lazy.
Okay, so he wouldn't be up here right now. And then I was talking to you about the formal stuff, right?
No, that was
okay. So you guys had a formal.
The letters were formal yesterday.
No issues? Okay, everybody got along?
All right, welcome back, everybody. Breaking news in Idaho, where 4 college students were killed and still no answers. It is now day 6 since the horrific overnight attacks that left 4 University of Idaho students dead in their off-campus home. While many details are remaining unclear, investigators have learned that a physical struggle took place before the murders happened, and that 2 additional roommates were in another part of the house that night. They're not believed to be involved.
Yeah, Lauren was my neighbor. We're just trying to find out where she is at this point. I mean, no one has seen her since Saturday. I mean, the last time anyone heard from her was an email that she sent out, and no one's heard from her since.
Did you see her hang out with anyone at the time, anything like that?
I mean, No one has seen her since Saturday. I haven't seen anything. I mean, you always hear noise outside, but it's just people walking by pretty much.
And she just recently graduated from Mercer?
Yeah, she and I were both JD students. We graduated back in May.
What kind of person was she? I mean, what did you see?
I mean, she's as nice as can be. I mean, very personable, very much a people person.
Do you know any enemies she might have had, somebody that might want to hurt her?
No, we don't know where she is. I mean, the only thing we can think is that maybe she went out running and someone snatched her. Because we went over. One of her friends had a key. We went inside and tried to see if there was anything amiss, but I mean, she had a door jamb that was sitting right by it, so there was no sign that anyone broke in. I mean, the door was locked when everyone got here. I mean, we just don't know where she is.
What about in the parking lot area? I know they've been doing a lot of. I think that's where they have recovered the body or whatever they recovered from there.
Body?
Had you seen anything there? Had you seen anything there? I mean, we don't know if this is the same person. You know what I mean? Like, they took out a body there earlier. We don't know if it's the same person or not. That's how we're trying to ask people if they know who lived there. Are you okay, sir?
I think I need to sit down.
Okay.
When she doesn't hear from him up until the night before they're to go, which is the 9th, which is a Tuesday, well, a Monday, one of the things she does is she goes over on that Monday night. And when she goes over there, she goes and knocks on the door. And she knocks on the door very, very hard. Well, nobody answers. The only thing that she sees is the dog. The dog Napoleon, which is Mr. Alexander's dog, comes up to the door, just sort of throwing himself up on the door very excitedly. And she can tell that there's something wrong here. But nobody answers the door, and she doesn't know how to get in. Now there's 4 of them. There's Mimi Hall, her girlfriend, and these 2 other individuals, 2 men. They open the door, and when they open the door, Marie Hall stays behind, and the 2 men go inside. But she's able to see through the crack all this blood that's in the hallway. And the 2 individuals come out running excitedly and saying, "There's blood here." And that's Travis. He's in the shower. He's dead. And that's the reason that Marie Hall was on the telephone that evening of June 9th, 2008, calling the police to let them know that the person that she was going to go to Cancun with the next day, this friend of hers from the church, Travis Alexander, was dead. Well, of course, the police responded. And one of the things that they were able to note, and I do have a diagram so that maybe you can follow closer what I'm saying. I told you that, and this is exhibit number 249. I told you that Marie Hall and her friends went to this door, and this is the door. As you can see there, looking there, that's a big red spot. And there was lots of blood that you could also see here. And of course the body is found on the lower right hand corner in the shower. It wasn't standing, it wasn't anything, it was all just sort of hunched in. And one of the things that struck the investigators when they first went in there and they started looking at this is that the scene had been staged. It had been manipulated. Whoever had been the killer of this scene had manipulated that scene. And the police knew that that scene had been manipulated, first of all, by where the body was found. The body was found inside the shower, and the killing had obviously taken place somewhere else because there was blood all around the bottom here in the southern part. Right there on the sink, it is clear that the victim had stood over that and bled. And in fact, down here, it was also clear that he had bled there, and there were some drag marks down that hallway.
No one had seen her since Saturday because we all just there's not a whole lot of interaction unless we're doing classes.
Right.
And she was doing the online version of it.
You all studied together, though?
We were in, there's two different people, there's two companies that provide it. Kaplan provides it and Barbary provides it. I signed up with Barbary and I've been doing the lectures that they have in the mornings. She was doing the Kaplan online, so I hardly ever saw her. I would see her like go out running, but
What time would she go out running?
I don't even know when.
Was it at night or mornings?
I saw her like midday a couple weeks ago. That was the last time I saw her, was coming back from the bar prep on the main campus because we got moved over there for a week or two.
But she normally would run. That was the routine that she had.
She ran all the time. She had a group that she would go running with. I don't know anyone that would want to hurt her. She was as nice a person as there is.
Was she moving soon? Did you know anything about her?
Yeah. She was going to be moving out today. She was supposed to move out today because someone else was going to be moving into her apartment, a new law student.
Do you know if she was planning? Where is she from? Is she from Maryland?
Yeah, she's from up in Maryland.
Can I just put this on you so we can hear you? Is that all right?
Okay.
I'm so sorry. Here, and you can just hold on here. Thank you. Yeah, she's from Maryland.
Yeah, she was from up in Maryland. All her family was there, as far as I know.
What's going on in your mind right now? Like, what are you thinking?
So even in this fog, you still have the ability to think, to protect yourself, right?
Yes.
And the other thing that you did is you attempted to call Matthew McCartney, right?
Yes.
And you also attempted to call Mr. Brewer, right?
I don't remember. I might have.
One of the other things that you did, and we were talking about protecting yourself, one of the other things that you did is that you immediately, almost immediately when you say you come out of this fog, one of the first things that you do is you try to divert attention away from you so that the police won't think that you had anything to do with this killing, right?
Yes.
And this fog that you were under that you're telling us about is not so deep that it stops you from fabricating or attempting to fabricate evidence, right?
That would be correct, I guess.
And it's not so deep that, according to you, you can stay on the telephone and know the prompt so that you can get the telephone message just right, according to you, right?
Well, just so that I wasn't crying in the message, yes.
Right. But you want the message to be just so that it sounds natural, right?
Yeah, as natural as possible.
Right, and you went to great lengths to do that, according to you, right?
Yes.
And the reason that you went to great lengths to do that was that so that if there was any suspicion, it wouldn't be drawn to you, correct?
Not immediately. That was the point, yes.
Right, you wanted the police to look elsewhere, right?
I guess.
Well, no, you made the call knowing the reason why you made the call, right?
Yes.
If you really weren't wanting to fabricate evidence, you would have just left whatever message instead of worrying about crying or whatever it was that you were worried about, right?
That's right.
And so you called Mr. Alexander and you left him a message, right?
Yes.
Just play it and hear what you said. This is exhibit number 365.
know Leslie called you, so I already talked to her, so you can call her back if you want, but it's not necessary. My phone died, so I wasn't getting back to anybody. And what else? Oh, and I drove 100 miles in the wrong direction, over 100 miles, thank you very much. So yeah, remember New Mexico? It was a lot like that, only you weren't here to prevent me from going into the 3 digits, so fun. Tell you all about that later. Also, we were talking about, when we were talking about your upcoming travels my way, I was looking at the May calendar, so I'm all confused. But Heather and I are going to see Othello on July 1st, and we would love for you to accompany us. I don't know when Team Freedom's event is, though, but, you know, it's on the list, so we could do Shakespeare, Crater Lake, and the coast. So if you can make it. If not, we'll just do the coast in Crater Lake. But let me know, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.
End of message. To delete this message, press 7. To save it in the archives, press 9. Message will be saved for 21.
That's you, correct?
Correct.
And that's you lying on the message, right?
Yes.
You're telling or leaving the message for Mr. Alexander indicating that you got lost, fun, right?
Yes.
That's not true, right?
That's not true.
Asking him or talking to him about coming up to visit you up in Wairika and doing some of the things that you mentioned, you know that's not true also, right?
No, that was our plan before June 4th.
That was the plan before June 4th, but you're talking to him or leaving the message for him indicating that, you know, you're sorry you couldn't stop by, but you guys can make up for it up in when he comes up to visit you, right?
Yes.
That's a lie.
Yes.
And all of these lies, ma'am, are meant for your benefit so that you can escape responsibility.
I don't see how that's to my benefit, but I don't know what you mean by benefit, but yeah, so I could escape whatever for the time being.
Well, now you keep saying for the time being, you would have been happy to avoid the consequences for a lifetime, wouldn't have you?
I can't say I would be happy, but I don't know.
You would have preferred that though, right?
Junction relevance.
I don't know how to answer that.
Well, you didn't go to the police with any of your information ever until they contacted you, right?
I think I initiated the contact.
Oh, so you're saying when you called the police, you told them the truth?
No, I'm not saying that.
You would have been satisfied to avoid any responsibility for the killing of Mr. Alexander, wouldn't you?
I don't know if satisfied is the word, probably relieved for the time being.
Okay, you would have been relieved to avoid any consequences for the killing of Mr. Alexander, correct?
That was my goal
right.
that day.
And that's why you left this message that we heard in exhibit number 365, right?
Yes, well, that's part of the reason.
Well, that was the main reason, wasn't it?
Yes.
I mean, there would be really no other reason to leave a dead man a telephone call, would there?
I talked to Hunter directly, and it sucks. He had a broken soul. Like, this is a man who's seen his best friend dead.
Hit points is toughness plus a D8. We do have some situations throughout the book where the emphasis on cool-looking graphic design can get in the way of communicating information. For example, this area down here, it took me a little while to realize that this was in fact a rule. At 0 hit points, you are broken. At negative hit points, you're dead.
Would you feel safe having a child living near or on campus?
I would, but I say that knowing that many people would not. And I'm probably in a, not probably, I'm in a different situation because of the information and the knowledge that I have.
That's a good noise. You guys taking off on me?
I didn't hear you.
Yeah, we thought you were talking. You all three turned around and I pointed my flashlight and you said, hey, come here. You guys all turned around and walked away.
I thought it was just like a fake person, honestly. Yeah, like
how many fake people are out here that you've experienced?
Something trying to put us.
Okay, that's fair.
Well, it's a bit of a narrative change. You go from hunting, looking, poking, like you always see these shows where it's somebody that you know, somebody close, somebody you trust, was hunting them. It was just a person looking for an opportunity, and it just happened to be in that house. You know, I've said this before. I thought maybe I should have put her in some gun safety courses, have done something, but she had her phone right next to her, and she couldn't call 911. So, a hunter that went out and he picked his little opponent that was girls. And that's probably why the house was targeted. It was because there was just girls there, and it ended up being a little bit more of a different challenge, different instance he wasn't prepared for, but.
But yeah, I mean, some of the details I look forward to because it would be nice to put it to rest, but I don't know if I would put it to rest. That your brain ponders it. How did they cross paths? How? I want answers. I want to know. You know, why can't you just tell us that? I mean, I get it, but I mean, it's just such a simple question, you know, and
just how he was able to do that so quickly
yeah.
in the house.
Yeah.
You know, it's so brutal.
Yeah. I mean, what, 15 minutes? 4:04 to 4:17 or something? And people say, "Oh, it's not possible. It's not possible." Yeah, it is. He was on a mission.
I think they'll redo those steps. He was on a mission. He went boom, 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 straight upstairs.
Yeah, and adrenaline, and you know.
And it's both victims are right next to each other.
Sit for 14 minutes. Just sit. Put your clock on. Me and Olivia have done that before. And be like, just sit in silence. We're just going to sit here. And I mean, you know,